Well, folks, it looks like old Michelle would not be showing up to her hubby's new best friend's inauguration. Now, I thought I was tripping when I saw the pictures from Jimmy Carter's funeral and even a few of the video clips. And I thought to myself, somebody's missing here. Somebody's mi- We got Obama check, Clinton's checked. Oh, but wait, I'm pretty sure there's always somebody standing with you, Obama. Huh? She in the bathroom? Perhaps she must be in the bathroom. But then I saw the pictures taken after, and surely there was no Michelle. And I thought to myself, wow, she must have been real busy to not show up to Jimmy Carter's funeral. But now it's all making sense. It is all making sense, folks. She is salty. She is bitter. She is resentful. And you know what? I actually got a little bit, an ounce of respect for this woman because she actually stands on what she stands on. Now, this dude right here, her hubby, first of all, uh, Donald Jango Trump is fascistic, misogynistic, and a racist. 2 months later, he's over here yucking it up, right? Homegirl, on the other end, she was like, look, listen, this man is the greatest threat to democracy. And she stood on 10. She stood on 10.
All right. So there are a lot of different people speculating over this whole why is Obama not only attending different events without his wife, Michelle Obama, and also to people who are like, oh, you guys are just making stuff up. I'm sure she's attending the inauguration. Well, this post recently came up that said Michelle Obama will not be attending Donald Trump's inauguration. Her office confirms. Now, I get that when it comes to politics, there are a lot of people who are cheering this on, particularly women in general who voted for what they thought was going to be the first female president of the United States of America. Here's what I first want to touch on. Are the Obamas getting divorced? Because you may be looking at this and thinking to yourself, I'm just bringing that up just to be hyperbolic, but no, that's not the case.
This would send
You have videos like this chick and a bunch of other people who keep on making these videos titled, Are the Obamas Getting Divorced?
This would send shockwaves around the world. I've been trying to figure out why Michelle Obama is not attending the inauguration. And at first, I believed the rumors that she just doesn't like Donald Trump. But that doesn't make sense because she attended the last inauguration and Barack has said that he is attending this inauguration. Plus, it also doesn't explain why she was MIA at Jimmy Carter's funeral.
Okay, so there really isn't any concrete evidence that this woman presents at all, other than their rumors that people keep hearing. I don't know. In fact, I would lean towards thinking that's not the case. I think there are a lot of people who are against the political stance of both Obama and Michelle, and they're probably hoping and praying that the two of them would split, which I would never wish that, right? One of the things I've said is I respect their marriage and also respect their ability to raise children who don't make headlines for doing terrible things. Now, to a lot of people who don't understand how you can appreciate certain aspects of somebody's life and recognize certain strengths in somebody's life, and they just look at somebody and see bad, good, all throughout, a lot of this won't make sense, right? Because people are very manipulated by media. They don't want nuance. So you even saying that, they'll go into all these conspiracy theories. And I'm not saying some conspiracy theories aren't true, because we've definitely found out that a lot of truth was being held by mainstream media here for a while. But here's what I think is funny when it comes to politics, right? This right here, I found hilarious. We'll play it first and then we'll talk about it. This is Trump on conversation with Obama. We all got along very well. Check it out.
It did look very friendly, I must say.
I thought you guys hated each other.
I didn't realize it, how friendly it looked. I saw it on your wonderful network just a little while ago before I came in, and I said, boy, they look like two people that like each other. And we probably do. We have little different philosophies, right? But we probably do.
Here's what I find funny about this. To the public, and this is not everybody, but it's a lot of people, they saw this and they were immediately triggered, upset. A lot of people weren't really okay with this. One of the main reasons being that they would never, right, never met these people in their lives, never been close to these people, only hearing what they see on television from the media. They would never pour a cup of coffee on any one of these presidents if they were on fire. I really do believe there are people who look and have that much hate, let alone have a conversation that seemingly looks friendly. But when you look at these two in this particular situation, they're able to put their feelings aside and get along, even if it's for a few seconds. And I believe there are a lot of people out here who could never be able to do this, even though they champion each of these people very strongly. This reminds me of when politics was getting very heated before the elections, and I was reporting on all these women who were married and they were voting very differently from their husbands. And you had a bunch of single women telling them, divorce your husband. If your husband is voting for Trump, divorce him. And then I had a bunch of different people in my comment section was like, if your wife is voting for Kamala, then she's obviously can't be a good wife, so on and so forth, right? And to me, that shows a real lack of understanding of the way life works in general. In general, you will have differences of opinions as long as foundationally you and the person you're in a relationship with within that marriage or just exclusive relationship, as long as you guys, your foundations are strong, then you're going to differ over a few things. Now, politics is a controversial area. And I don't think most people who were being told to break up their families, never talk to their grandmas, never talk to their husbands again, and cut everyone off who voted differently from them, truly believed that differently when it came to other parts of life, right? I think from the outside looking in, the people who are encouraging them to do that were a bit too fanatical. Because while you're sitting there unfollowing people, there are a bunch of people who were unsubscribing to the channel. I think, I respect anybody who stands on what they believe. At the end of the day, I don't care because my content is based on saying things that a lot of people don't want to hear.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
So there's no surprise to me from the very beginning, trust me. It's been, who is this guy? And oh my goodness, he's so toxic. Why would you be out here serving coffee? All for sharing the obvious truth. But my main point in this situation is this. While these public figures and the presidents and all these politicians are really hyping everybody up and everyone's turned off their own political opinion and vowing, and you've got the 4B and you've got women out here divorcing their husbands and other single, miserable cat ladies. Yes, cat ladies, encouraging those women to do exactly that. Here are two people who you would think wouldn't pour coffee on the other person to put them out of their misery if they were on fire, and they're actually having what seemingly looks like a pretty decent conversation. Are you going to cancel them? No, you're not, right? These are your guys, depending on where you stand politically. And I think it's just a very good lesson on not getting so emotionally invested that you ruin the real relationships in your own life. And we saw that happening so many times during this last election.
I don't know. We just got along, but I got along with just about everybody on that. We met backstage, as you know, before we went on, and I thought it was a beautiful service. But we all got along very well.
And the crazy thing here is it doesn't even look like they're faking this at all, right? This looks like they're genuinely having a decent conversation. All right, so this story is insane. French woman here leaves millionaire husband, so she divorces her husband. What does she do next? She falls in love with Brad Pitt. Now, obviously, if you're looking at these photos, you can recognize a scam when you see one, right? Not this guy. Well, he's probably a scammer too. So these are the photos right here, man. These were the photos she was getting from Brad Pitt's alleged hospital bed where he was being treated for cancer. So she sends, I know here they probably rounded it off to 1 mil. I think it was like closer to like $800,000, which is basically $1 million. So she sent this money to who she believes is Brad Pitt as she is falling in love with him. And she gets scammed out of everything. Here's what's insane. That's all the money that she got from her divorce settlement.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
So what next? It's gone. That's what's next. And when the publication that shared this story began running this story, she was getting so much hate and bullying, like, hey, how could you not see that these were fake, that they just decided to stop sharing and talking about this altogether. Now, this is a message to all my Gen Xers. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say to all my Gen Xers. I'm going to say, if you know of a Gen Xer, and I'm not talking about the ones who are on the younger age bracket, right? But you know, the ones who are heading over towards 60, late 50s. I'm not trying to age shame you here. I'm just saying they have a difficult time being able to determine the AI from the real life. Listen, this is not a shot. I'm not here trying to clown on anybody. I'm just saying, when you get a proposal sent to you by AI from Brad Pitt, there are certain, I heard a comedian actually explain this in a way that made perfect sense. He was talking about how your mom will send you these memes like, hey, did you know they found Bigfoot in Whole Foods? And he'll say, Mom, it's not real. And her response will be, how do you know? How did you know this was not real? And he's trying to explain to her, like, it's the text, it's the lighting, it's all these different parts and elements of the photo. I can't put this knowledge in you. This is from being exposed to real and fake photos my whole life, spending years on the computer. And you don't realize that if you can tell when something's fake or not. You've been trained through video games, through television. You know, you can recognize the bad or good CGI. But there's a generation that really cannot. I'll put myself out there. My mom sends me stuff sometimes and I'll be like, Mom, this is fake. This is fake. No, they're not doing magic right in front of your eyes. All this is fake, you know? All right, so here are the photos, a bunch of text here, and here's a little bit more about what was going on in this situation.
Brad Pitt and his romance with a woman in France, or at least she thought she was having a romance with Brad Pitt. It was not the Brad Pitt, but she has a lot of photos of Brad Pitt that made her decide that she wanted to help him out financially.
By the way, if you think
This is a scam victim that
if you think you've heard this story before, this is going to go to another level in a second. So
when
just
you understand
be prepared.
what she did.
Be
Now,
prepared.
this woman in France believed that she was having an online interaction with Brad Pitt. And the person, the scammer who was interacting with her, was sending photos of Brad Pitt saying, I'm in the hospital. Her name is Anne. Anne, I love you. I need help with my medical bills. And
Crazy.
you go, well, if you're the woman,
you're Brad Pitt,
well, if you're Brad Pitt, how come you don't have money? He
Right.
had an answer for that. He said, all my money is tied up in this divorce battle with Angelina, where we're, in France, it's a very well-known thing, obviously, that there's a castle they co-own there. This was a big thing in their divorce.
by the way, that's still going
The
on.
castle
they're
part
fighting,
of it.
They're fighting over this winery they've got.
Yes. And so that was the explanation for why I needed money.
Think about that for a second, though. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have been in a divorce dispute now for how long? Hold on. Miss Coffee, when did Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie get divorced, and how long has their divorce dispute been going on?
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's divorce was finalized on April 12, 2019. But their legal disputes, particularly over child custody and financial matters, have continued well beyond that date. Timeline of divorce and disputes. Separation filing. Angelina Jolie filed for divorce on September 19, 2016.
Okay, 16 to 19, 3 years going back and forth there.
Citing irreconcilable differences. Finalized divorce. The couple's divorce was legally finalized on April 12, 2019, granting them single status, but the terms of the divorce were not fully resolved. Ongoing disputes. The custody battle over their 6 children has been a significant source of contention. Financial and property disputes, including the ownership of their French estate and winery, Chateau Miraval, have prolonged their legal battles. Duration of the dispute. From the time Jolie filed for divorce in 2016, the legal disputes have been ongoing for over 8 years, as of
Wow.
2025.
Wow. 8 years. 8 years. These are the nightmare stories that really push a lot of people away from ever even considering marriage. And I don't blame you, right? Especially if you've been through this before. And gentlemen, if you're crazy enough, and even some of the women, I see you guys in there enrolling into the number one guide to drafting a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement. Hey, the women, they don't ask for prenups, right? Women tell men that they're going to get prenups. But head over there. Head over there and get the free guide. It's free right now with offer code REVIEW, and that's at fathershaverights.com. Let's keep listening.
Not only did she send him more than $800,000, but you may go, where did she get that $800,000?
She divorced her husband, and that is part of the property settlement. The
Yes.
husband had millions of dollars. She used her property settlement in the divorce to send money to fake Brad Pitt.
So, when was the jig up here? When did she go, wait a second? It was when she saw photos of Brad Pitt with the real Brad Pitt, with his real life girlfriend, Inez.
Bro.
And they were out at an event. She happened to see these photos and thought,
he looks healthy and not destitute.
he's not in the hospital and he's with some woman who's not me.
When you really think about this, is this really confusing or hard to take in? It's not. All you got to do is ask yourself, how many times do I report? Do you see so many other channels report on women who jump straight out of marriages who, in most cases, because we know 75% of the time, 70 to 80% of the time, women initiate divorce. And they jump out of those marriages because they think they deserve better and actually think that they will find better. Like, really think about it. The fact that a woman can leave a divorce and see a picture of Brad Pitt in a proposal and not ask, why do I deserve this? Why do I deserve this? What have I done? Who am I? Really isn't that surprising when you realize that modern women believe they're the table and who they are, their age, their weight, how pleasant they are doesn't matter. They just deserve it. They just deserve the world regardless of what they do. And when you start to realize that there are a bunch of chicks who walk around thinking that way, then you can probably bet that we're going to see a lot more of these scams. AI just made its appearance not too long ago. Most modern women today truly believe, and you can't tell them otherwise, that the men who they let clap the cheeks or that they entertained sexually were potential husbands. They don't know that those men were running game. They don't understand how this works. So this makes sense that she would sit there, a modern woman would sit there after initiating a divorce and going, Brad Pitt, of course. I'm amazing. Right? I'm amazing.
Okay, there's that. But Charles, let's back up for a second, because you said the scammer sent her photos. These photos are those cartoonishly AI, poorly photoshopped pictures of Brad Pitt with perfect hair smiling in a hospital bed. Who falls for this? You know, you get these emails and these texts, these scams.
The Gen Xers. I'm not talking about the whole generation here. I'm just saying there's a certain particular, you got to study these. You got to know. I need to look out for this.
You think, who in the world would fall for that? Now we know. Even, she saw him with another woman. He's been out in public for months. Like, He's not in the hospital. He's not having a kidney transplant or whatever.
It's alarming.
I actually feel very badly for her.
Oh, I feel terrible for her.
Because it's easy for us to look at it and go like, oh, that's obvious. You're right, Eric. I mean, those images
It's easy for anybody to look at it and do that. But
yeah,
because also the reason how this all started was because someone claiming to be Brad Pitt's mother reached out to her on Facebook. First alarm right there, saying, you'd be perfect for my son. Who believes that?
Yeah.
A delusional woman who doesn't rank herself appropriately in the dating market. Women can laugh at this and go, who believes that? She's dumb. She's stupid. When you fall for this, you're in and you're out with the top percent of men who you think you deserve. And you haven't sat down and gone, you know what? Maybe that guy over there at the coffee pod is right. Maybe the guy who's making six figures or almost $1 million and he has those different chicks, maybe I'm just a part of his rotation. Am I just a piece in this game that he's playing? No, they'll never come to that conclusion. And they'll look at this and go, she's an idiot, while they are sitting there getting played themselves. Am I making sense? Are you guys following me? Let's read a few more comments here and see what other people had to say. Top comment here says, plot twist. The ex-husband is the scammer to recoup the money he lost in the divorce settlement. I've actually heard that a few times. That's hilarious. That would be really funny. Somebody else responded back and says, why was I thinking the same thing? He got it back. The laughing emoji. Here's another person who says, nah, the picture's in the middle of the surgery. Yeah, he's there with a smolder look, staring at the camera like he's in a movie set. Now, I've never gone through this, and God bless anybody right now who's fighting cancer. And I don't think anybody who's going through such a tragic situation, his hair looks that well put together, so on and so forth. Another person here says, I can't believe people fall for this. Yeah, okay, Laura. How many times have you fallen for the non-celebrity version of this? You following me here? Here's somebody else who says the surgery pic. Another person who says the surgery one is insane. The delusion is scary. Right. You would fall for Beyonce. Chill. Stop it. You know, that's something you can't say about men. Men know very quickly when something that's way out of their league is trying to reach out to them. They know very quickly. They can tell, like, you're not here for me. You have an agenda in mind. They know because they go their whole lives facing reality without it being presented or sugar-coated in any form or fashion. All right, what else do we have here? Now let's check this out right here.
I hate my baby daddy. I hate that stupid so bad. I hate that. I have never hated a mother more in my life. Stupid. It's fine. Oh. Him. I hate him. Him. Oh my God. Like, why the
So this video here had about 1 million likes, but more views. There's like 7 million views, right? And you see this woman here young lady having a meltdown over the fact that she hates her baby daddy. Now, there are a lot of ways you can handle bad decisions in life, unfortunate circumstances, like the unfortunate circumstance of being in the situation where the man who, because you know there are chicks out here who have great co-parenting situations, even though they may be a single mother. They're not going through hell. There's difference. There's levels to this, right? There's, oh man, you know what? We thought things were going to work out. We even maybe planned to get married. Still your fault. The responsibility still goes to the individuals who were within that situation. But now they have a very peaceful, balanced co-parenting situation. I think online you can see a lot of this right here, chicks like this crashing out. And you may think this is everybody's situation. No, I think there's levels.
It's so bad.
I think there's levels to this. And this right here is a level. It's very unfortunate. Definitely should encourage a lot of chicks out here to protect their wombs, because most people look at this and they're laughing at it, right? Everyone's laughing at it. And you know what? I didn't mean to pause it right where it's at right here, but this is going to be a great thumbnail. This is going to be a great thumbnail. Let me go ahead and get that here right now. Shoot that to the team. Shoot that to the team. It's going to be a great thumbnail. Let's see what else we have here. This commenter says, I'm crying because Kayla Nicole reposted. Oh, she reposted it. Kayla Nicole. That's the chick who Safari, right? Has kids with. Oh no. No. That's different. That's the would you think I would go 50-50, or do I look like the type of woman who would go 50-50 on a date?
I hate my baby daddy. I hate that stupid so bad. I hate that.
Yeah. Yep. Somebody else here says, real, I accidentally married my biggest op. Wow. So they're just gathering around here to cry and complain about their bad decisions. Their bad decisions. I can't show that. I can't show that. There's kids in that. Somebody else here says, may this never find me, please. They're out here begging. Somebody else who says, not the Ruby Hardy post. Here's somebody else who says, I hear you, I see you, I'm here. Breathe, mama. All right, they can relate. They can relate. The single mothers are gathering. There's a gathering happening here. Here's somebody else who says, I used to feel like this. He died. Now it's different. What? And there's laughter. Claiming this energy. Yo. See, if you guys notice, I just think like chicks are able to get away with saying stuff like this, you know, like, oh, I can't wait till this dude dies, or I hope he gets shot, or many to die, or don't, you know, you never hear me actually saying anything near that, because I don't believe that. Not only can I just joke about it, but I actually don't believe it. I think it's crazy how I'll sit here and disagree with dynamics within relationships, but a lot of these chicks will celebrate the death of individuals, right? Crying emoji, same. Also claiming this energy. Yo. So you're hoping that the father of your kids died instead of learning from the situation. Amen. What? That's wild. That's terrible. That's terrible. And all these chicks look like bops. I'm going to keep it real with you. All street 304. Somebody else who says, you know what? Hell yeah, me too. Here's somebody else who says, how is this not a thought beforehand? Oh, they're going to get on her for shaming. Somebody else responded, guess what? Some people are fake for years, then boom, a-hole. Somebody else here says, relationships are good before they're bad. Same with a lot of people. Hope this helps. No, you're not helping shit. You should be getting married and using a man to vet the man who you are considering for a relationship. If you are not doing that, you will mess up. What has been the track record for women going out here and picking the men who should impregnate them and they should marry? The track record has been pretty horrible. Here's somebody else who says, nah, they got to be warning signs. Yeah. You guys have seen the video that I released a while back about, I think Dana, she was, she's on TikTok. She made a video about it and I kind of talked about it. But you guys saw the video about how they're basically saying like, how could you not tell that this man was a problem, right? Here, let me see if I can find it. Because this one was a good video. It's like a coffee pod classic. And then we'll end on this one. But I thought this one was good. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm drinking out of one of my old mugs right there, man. It actually says, drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. You can get this in the stores as well. The other mug is the classic. You know, that's the one you got to budget for. Here we go. This was it.
It was like this trend going around on Facebook for women to drop pictures of their deadbeat baby daddies. And so let's just go through a couple of them and see if any of them gave active father. Let's just play a game, okay? So what about this gave active daddy? I just want to know. Like, and a lot of these men have multiple baby mamas. I'm talking 3+. Okay. What about this gave longevity, long-term relationship, marriage, commitment?
Right. But it just happened. We didn't see it coming.
Active dad. What about this photo? Please tell me. Because us normal folks with brains, we can look at this photo and like, yeah, absolutely not. There's no way y'all looked at some of these pictures and some of these men and was like, yeah, he's going to make a great father for sure. There's no way. You will not lie to me. You will not lie to me. Absolutely not. Like, what gave active dad? Like, tell me.
So she's saying there were other women on Pinterest who also shared their deadbeat fathers. And the question is, are you surprised? How are you surprised if you are?
Like, to us normal folk, this is not a shocker.
Right.
This is not a shocker. I just don't understand. What could these men have told you to make you assume that they were going to be present active dads? Because none of this give great father. Like, I don't understand. A lot of y'all were not manipulated. You weren't scammed. Y'all just messed around with losers unprotected and thought you were going to get an active dad somehow. Like, just look at the type of men you're sleeping with. Look at the quality of men you're sleeping with, and you thought you were going to get an active dad.
Listen, man, and I've said this before. You guys think the women out here doing this are, women who are not respectable and such. No, these would be respectable women, man. These would be women who have college degrees. They'll be strong, boss, independent women. And you look at them and be like, so who's the father of your child? And it's like, damn.
I don't understand. What of these photos said, come have a baby with me because I'm going to be active father to them? I don't understand. Like, is the father in the room with us? Is active dad in the room with us? I don't see it.
No, I don't.
You will not lie to me and say these men manipulated and scammed you. Because I can look at them and say, yeah, no, probably not. Probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. And mind you, these women posted the pictures of their baby daddies themselves. So either y'all are completely blind and slow.
Right.
And you just sleep with anyone. Or maybe y'all just hope and pray that the scammers and drug dealers that y'all love will somehow commit to you.
That's it.
Because none of this gives active dad.
Yeah, we saw
like, what could this man have told you to make you assume that he was going to be an active daddy? What could he have told you?
Yeah, this reminds me of the other video, the last chick who was talking about how making the great reveal of like, oh, this dude I let back into my life who made me a single mother has been beating on me. You guys remember the chick. She's like TikTok famous and whatnot. And he had like 8 other baby mamas, and a bunch of women were like, oh my gosh, we're so surprised. And it's like, hey, we're sorry to hear that, but that was like that's an obvious situation that you should not have gone back into. And so final video here from our crash out from this chick who's having this breakdown.
Let's please get one thing straight. I'm not with my baby daddy. I'm not with him. We have not been together for like over a year now.
So she responded to this person who says, so leave him. If you're at this stage on social media, it's only going to get worse, and it's not fair to the child to have to witness this now or in the future.
But he still will find any way possible to make my life a living hell. So what can I say?
What can I say? She says. That's about it. Let me see. I believe those are all the topics we have for today. You know what? We have one last one here. Let's check it out.
I'm very fortunate. The man that I am married to, Senator Vincent Hughes, 7th Senatorial District of Philadelphia, he has his own life. I have my own life. He has his own real career. I have my own real career. He has his light to stand in. I have my light to stand in.
All right, so this is a pretty popular video right now, like 7+ million views. This is very talented actress Cheryl Lee Ralph. I'm not here to talk about her accomplishments as an actress. I'm here to talk about what she's talking about right now, which is her sharing that she lives in separate homes with her husband, and the amount of women, particularly, let me say that all over again, because it's not women. It's the amount of modern-minded women who want this type of setup and situation. And I'm here to let you know, to avoid those chicks with this type of mindset who dream of this, because they don't actually want marriage in this case, right? They don't. They want somebody to not die alone with, to not feel lonely with. They're not looking for a husband. But a lot of chicks in the comment section love what they're hearing so far about the way that their particular marriage is set up. Let's keep listening.
So he is not looking at me thinking about status or this or that. He's doing his thing. I get to do my thing. We also live in separate places. When I go to see him, love to see him. When it's time to leave, bye-bye, see you soon. I'm telling you, life is good. Perfect. I get to be the real good wife.
So we have a response video to this. I'm not sure if I want to go to the response video to this of another woman who's listening to this and gives her opinion, which is contrary to this. But I believe that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll go check out the comments afterwards. I think that's best, right? And then we'll read the comments, because I really want to show you guys how many people, how many women, how many modern women really dream of this type of situation and setups, especially those who failed at marriage before. They think to themselves, oh, okay, this is how I would do it if I did it again. Now, if you value that as a man, of course, go do whatever you want to do. But to the guys who are sitting there going, as a first-time approach to marriage, family, would I have this approach? Should I have this approach? Run fast, not slow. Check it out.
I saw a video yesterday of a celebrity in our community that was gloating about living separate lives, separate homes from her husband. And the fact that she was so proud of being able to just visit her husband and being able to go back home and live her life was very disheartening. Because she promoted it in such a way that you think it was like the best of both worlds. She talked about and ended it with, our life is perfect. And I just want to come on and address to you all lies in the name of Jesus.
Come on now.
Because the enemy has such a powerful way of painting a beautiful picture, because he's setting you and me up for disaster.
Just let her brew.
The Bible says, and the two shall become one flesh. We shall become one, and oneness is a powerful gift that God has given us.
Amen.
Therefore, the enemy's job is to cause division. And so he desires nothing more than for you to walk opposite of the way God designed it.
Amen.
Do not give him the open door and access to come in and wreak havoc in your home, because you are divided.
Right.
Especially from a physical position. Please be discerning on who you get direction and guidance and advice from. You do not want to fall into the enemy's trap in the name of Jesus.
And let's just keep it real here. Even if you look at this and go, okay, so I'm from a religious standpoint, maybe that's not my motivation, right? If you just look at this and you're like, I don't see the big deal out of this. If you take out the moral perspective from a Christian standpoint, because I like to do that, right? I don't assume that everybody on my channel sees things the way I do. If we just have an honest conversation, you will put your man in this position, your husband in this position, and somehow be upset when an ex or another woman realizes the type of situation you have, right? Comes by and he ends up busting those cheeks, or he ends up entertaining her sexually, emotionally, in some form or fashion. It's a very dangerous game to play here. Very dangerous game. People think that, oh, if you would never step out and if you would never cheat, then you can do anything. Put yourself in any situation. You have married people here who think, oh yeah, my husband's secure. He goes to the strip club every weekend. And I've just never understood that. I've never understood this. Why would I be in a house by myself? Why would you want your husband in a house by himself, away from your family? And why would you want your wife? Because it's not act like women don't cheat. If anything, as of late, we've seen that they cheat even more. This is not about can you trust and it's about trust. No, there are just certain things where you're making it difficult for no reason. Now, we don't know what type of setup a lot of these celebrity couples have. What I find very, very concerning is you have modern women who are just so gullible, who end up falling for this stuff and actually think, you know what? I need that. I can do that. That's best for me. Don't believe me? Check this out. Right? Here are a few different comments. I saw a woman here. There's a particular comment I'm looking for because that one stood out the most to me. It was a woman talking about how she recently just told her boyfriend that she wanted to be in different bedrooms. Now, if this is someone who she plans on marrying, I don't agree with people moving into homes with each other before marriage. So I don't think that tends to help the relationship long term. Let me see. There's like a limited amount of comments here. I can, oh, no, I might have to refresh this page. Let's scroll down. Is this all the comments? No, there's 13K comments. I'm only able to see a few of them. All right, we'll just go reading down. Top comment here says, OMG, she's literally her character. I love it. Somebody else here says, I'm addicted to her enunciation. Somebody else here added, bye-bye, see you soon. You know what? Hell yeah. Here's somebody else who says, we also live in separate places. An introvert's dream. I love you, but we don't have to be together all the time. I also want separate houses. So here we are now going into the comments of people who agree with this. She got a bunch of responses here. This woman says, I'd still be with him if we'd had separate houses. Here's somebody else who says sleepovers all the time for real. Another person here says, then y'all will split 50-50, which y'all said y'all still want to do. Huh? Oh. Okay. I didn't read that right. That's a good point. If you want this, then you possibly cannot expect that man to pay for all the bills, right? At that point, you'd pretty much be living different lives, but let's just call it what it is here. I don't think this is necessarily about even having a husband for women who want this. This is really about removing the shame they feel when they think that they are alone. Here's somebody else who says, weird, but okay. Here's another person who says, now this is relationship goals. Yep, she's living the dream. Another person who says, the purple looks real good on her. Let's see. Yeah, I wish I saw more of the comments here that for some reason it's not showing. But there are a lot of chicks who are agreeing with this and saying that they wanted this in their own lives, which is what led her to making this video. Let's read a few more comments here. This person says, Cheryl Lee Ralph, that's not a marriage. So these are the wives who disagreed. Maybe they're married, maybe they are not, but they understand that like, hey, this is not going to work. Here's somebody else who says, you holier than thou people. And she's angry, I think if you want this, go ahead and enjoy yourself. Like I tell everybody out here, want the streets, want the unorthodox approach to relationships, the thing that's been working. You don't want to do, mixing genders, all types of stuff. Go have a blast. Come back to us and tell us if you're having a good time. And if you're having a good time, have a blast. Somebody else who says she don't promote it. She's just telling that if it works for them. Here's somebody else who says it's her life. Stop judging. Somebody else here added, that's her life and what works for her marriage. She was telling her story, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This, I believe, the whole approach to separate houses, separate bedrooms, I think this will grow in popularity as time goes on because we're such an independent culture and an independent people right now. So many people don't know how to work with somebody else, right? They don't understand interdependence. And I can see this as an alternative to having to get along, deal with somebody, and somehow be able to maintain a form of what may look like, or at least as close to as what they can get of marriage. Listen, as always, I appreciate you guys for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my soon-to-be married and engaged men, I need you to realize something. When you head over to fathershaverights.com and you sign up, don't forget to pick up, because there's some of you I see didn't actually pick up the guide, a small percentage for free, maybe because you're thinking, okay, I'll probably use it in the future. Get in there now so that when that promotion ends, you're still able to use that discount code, right? I see you've made an account. You've opened yourself to marketing emails, which I haven't sent any at this moment at all. But get access now, 100% free. I just had someone reach out to me recently, and this happens a lot. And I think I need to showcase this more often. But someone reached out to me recently and said, "Hey, Chisha, I'm a fan of the channel and your work. I appreciate what you do." And, I get these, and I never talk about them, but I think and I've been building this collection, right? But I think it's about time I put all these together and maybe have them on my website or somewhere where people can see them, because I think it will encourage other people. But he was saying, I proposed to my fiance and he had beautiful photos, and he found somebody who he loves and appreciates. They have shared values, strong foundational values, and he values marriage. I always say that there's so many people out here who sit there and think everyone out here, there's no way anyone could possibly want marriage. There are people who get married all the time, bro. There are people who get married all the time. People actually want me to tell people what to do on a consistent basis. But I think I've taken the approach of presenting my honest opinion when it comes to marriage, while still being honest about my own life decisions, and hearing him share that story along with the plethora of stories I get sent by other men who've been like, "Hey man, I got engaged." And he said, "Hey, we're going to your website, fathershaverights.com, and we're going to get the free legal information. That's only available for a limited time, by the way. Free legal information to draft a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement." Shout out to the both of them for being able to have that discussion. And also, statistics say that people who are able to have that discussion have a better chance at having difficult conversations successfully within marriages and relationships. No surprise there. And so they're protecting themselves with making sure that they have shared values. They know what they want. They're setting themselves up for the best possible result, regardless of whatever situation. And that prenuptial agreement protects their marriage, protects their asset from hungry lawyers, and also limits their losses in case of the worst case scenario. Now, to me, it's wonderful news when I hear that, because to be able to help someone else in any way who may be walking the same path I do gives me extreme joy. I no longer feel comfortable giving men advice, and I mean that being my focal point when it comes to dating. How to just date, because I'm no longer in the dating market, right? My life has taken a different turn. I'm a father. I'm a husband now, and so I've thought very long and hard about how can I get on camera and share thoughts and make commentary that aligns very close with my values. And I've done that ever since. And so my goal right now is to help men prepare for marriage and fatherhood the best that they can. Also consider joining Brew Brothers. And one last thing, if you're somebody who within the past 4 or 5 years has gotten engaged or married as a result of listening to my content and believe that it's helped you set yourself up for the best possible case scenario, even if it's a relationship, right? Reach out to me, but especially the guys out here who are building families and who are present fathers and who have benefited from the Coffee Pod. Reach out to me. Send me your story, support@shishaz.com, support@shishaz.com. About 90% of the guys I run into are married men. Consistent basis. I'll be in Home Depot. There's a man with his 2 sons and a wife. Just reach out to me. I'll be at literally grocery stores, walking down the street. Married men, and the men who aren't married are usually interested because they may see themselves getting married in the future. And if you're crazy enough to take that risk in today's challenging dating market, then you need to be as prepared as possible. You need as much support as possible. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.